Dzień dobry Państwu. Witam ponownie z terenowego studia Scena Tańca AOIA. Dziś troszkę nietypowo. Nie ta godzina, ale nie ukrywajmy, my też ulegamy pewnym modom, pewnym wpływom. Postanowiliśmy pójść trochę bardziej w telewizję śniadaniową, bo przy śniadanku inaczej się trawi, zwłaszcza rozmowy o tańcu, które ostatnio jest tylko i wyłącznie online, czyli w zasadzie co my o tym tańcu wiemy. I dzisiaj też nie wiemy, o czym będziemy rozmawiać, natomiast postanowiliśmy trochę zmienić perspektywę, dlatego dzisiaj w tle, uwaga, krzaki, drzewa i inne takie. Mam nadzieję, że nas dobrze słychać, dobrze widać. Jeśli nie, dawajcie znać, będziemy próbować coś z tym robić. Dzisiaj moim gościem w studiu jest Sasha Bezrodnova. Is that say it correctly?
Yes.
Здравствуй, Sasha.
Здравствуй, Michał.
So, our topic is like always connected to the dance, like always on this island, because actually I did this interview only on this island. And as I said before, usually we don't know what will be the topic of our conversation, but for sure it will be conversation which is like really connected with the curiosity of who we are and what we think about dance, how we feel with the dance, or actually what is the dance. So my first question is just if you can just briefly, shortly say something about you. What is your profession? What you do? How is your life going on this island?
Okay. My profession, like officially I'm a social psychologist and also body-mind gestalt therapist. So since then I'm very curious not only about humans but also about the community, how the community works. So I'm exploring this through festivals and through retreats, like through organizing some community activities and also taking part in long-term communities. And for me this is something that is really like connected to the dance in terms of seeing or exploring how the people could dance together in their lives, meaning not just come to the jam or to a performance and dance together there, but how they what they learn out of classes of improvisation and movement, when they learn listening, when they learn taking care of themselves, when they learn attention to their partner, how they can implement this into their daily life with each other when they have to be each other's neighbors, or when they have to create something or do something together, or just live their days together or cook food. So this is part of what I do, is organizing events that have this part of exploration. And also I teach body awareness, contact improvisation, and emotional freedom.
Emotional freedom.
Yes, and also contact improvisation in water and deep underwater, combining it with free diving, like going 10-15 meters deep and dancing underwater.
One day.
Yes, that is connected to emotional freedom.
Freedom, free diving.
Yes.
So already to the first part, I find already a question. How you think? You are more organizer of all of these events because you really do it a lot. We consider that you are very active in organizing, and you're actually doing it from many years, quite successfully. Whatever that means. I just see all the time how active you are. And so, how you think? Are you more organizer because of your interest in social? Because of the profession and the other stuff like psychologist, social psychologist? So you are more interested in creating the moments and the circumstances to really go into your curiosity while you organizing, but still you got some kind of research, as you said. or is that maybe from something more, let's say, connected with the body and awareness, so it's like it's more dance in the end, and most dance take more the curiosity of social psychology on in the other way. How is it for you? Or how it starts actually? Maybe it already transformed.
Yeah. I would say that also in organization there are many things to do, and they consciously choose the tasks in organization that really fit me, and I don't do these parts of organization that would put me like in the mind of organizer. So for example, I choose to deal about the program, deal about how the community life goes within the project, like within the team that is working all the year long, and then within the tribe that is gathered. So I take this part because this part is like interesting and nourishing for me, and I don't take other parts. And we share responsibilities in our team when I organize something, that each person really does what he is happy to do.
But it's always like this, or it's possible after many years of the experience? Because you need some kind of people who are really happy with their part of work.
Yes,
it's not always like the boring things are nice to do.
Yes, and then you realize that you are missing one person in the team if no one wants to take this part. So you have to find this person who will be happy. Like for example, out of our team, Yana, we didn't have her before, but at some point we invited her because we felt we need a person who is really okay and happy to deal with money, to deal with technical stuff, to deal with food orders and so on. Because we felt that if we all take this part, then we will not be really, we will not really have enough space for our like teaching or our, I don't know, like dreaming creativity that we really want, because like the main idea for us to organize these festivals, at least like 2 big festivals we do each year, is one in Thailand, another in Ladaga Lake next to St. Petersburg. Each time we do it because we want to dance. So you ask me like why I'm doing, out of what curiosity. We want to have fun, and we really want to have good people to dance with, a proper space, an atmosphere that really supports the dance and the authenticity. So we work not just to make an event happen, but to really enjoy the event ourselves. So we want to organize it in a way that we all have time to dance, that we are not busy with organization all the time, and that the parts we do, we enjoy, so it's sustainable for us. We don't have less and less energy while we organize, but we have more and more energy while we organize. So this is the main goal. And if you ask me what is my curiosity, yes, my curiosity is to dance. And this is why I organize partly. And I really choose that, okay, in this festival I'm a teacher because I want to bring things that I want to bring. And also I'm taking the tasks that are easy for me, that are enjoyable for me, and that I feel that I'm good at, so I can contribute it to the tribe. Like for example, I'm a good speaker in terms of like speaking with a big audience, speaking or guiding a group. So normally I take these parts for myself.
So actually, this is quite interesting also for me because I also organizing events, and I think I found really good clue to don't forget about it. That if you if there is something, if you're in your stuff which you organize that you don't have a person to do that, usually I did like this mistake that I did it.
Okay, until you take it on yourself.
And that actually was like agreement for missing the beauty of the event which I already wanted to create. So it's good to remember that it's possible to find the people who will be happy for that part of job and actually to contribute somehow and create like together really big thing. And I've got another question about, let's say, this kind of big thing or more interesting in that moment, because we are in a quite special moment in a quite special situation, and we already know that we meet all of here to festival which we are also organizing. This is Waterland Contact Festival, beautiful one, really. I love to be here. But the festival was finished, actually I'm not aware of a time, but I think month ago. Month ago.
I can't believe it. I really can't believe it.
It's something really crazy because the festival was finished 1 month ago, and more than half people stayed on the island.
Wow.
And we cannot say that festival runs because Kill is already finished, but still we've got some kind of activity which usually, probably, these activities would need some kind of organization. But we observe really interesting, let's say, thing what is happening, that somehow the things organizing but itself or but group or the small groups, how you feel with that actually it starts from the seat of your festival and your team, and now actually we've got some kind of shelter on this island because of the whole situation with the virus, we can say, and a lot of people from us actually using that term that we are some kind of blessed because of the situation. But still I remember that we start from the festival.
Yes.
That's why how I appeared here. I came for the festival, for your invitation, and look what is happening. How you look at this and how you feel with that as a dancer, as an organizer, but also as a social psychologist, because this is really think about social psychologist way of thinking. And
first of all, what I want to say is that there is difference between organization and hierarchy.
Hierarchy.
How you say it?
Hierarchia. Mówimy o hierarchii,
Yes.
że jest różnica.
So sometimes people think if there is a leader, there is organization, or if there is hierarchy, there is organization. But actually, not necessarily like this. There are different kinds of organization.
It's one of the models. Yeah?
Yes, it's just one of the models, and it can be hierarchical organization when there is somebody who knows or who tells others what to do, and there is it's called open center organization.
Open center organization.
When people don't look to the boss, but they look at each other.
You mean like in the circle around, like what we've got in the space?
It can be circle, but it can be not necessarily circle. Also, sometimes people think, okay, if we don't have a leader, then we should have a circle. And if we have a circle, we meet and we propose things, and we have all to agree with something to make it happen. And to pass information, always we have to meet in the circle. But if you look at ants, for example, the home of ants, there is no leader. They don't come to circle.
But they've got something else, not a leader, they've got a purpose. Which can be queen, of course, or it can be like surviving for like the whole nation on ants.
Yes, do you have a purpose?
Do I have a purpose? I hope so, I hope so.
Is your purpose somehow similar to the purpose of others?
For sure.
Maybe not exactly, maybe you use different words for your purpose, but I think more or less as long as we live here, we want to continue living, we want to be healthy, we want to be happy, we want to have a nice time here with each other.
Yeah, we can say about general purposes, so, like for the humans.
No problem with the purpose, I think, at least for our group. But the funny thing what I learned about ants is that for them to do the work and to go somewhere, because sometimes they go like all the ants start bringing something from somewhere to their house. How did they learn it if they didn't go back home to ask the boss or to ask the circle what to do?
They passing information one by one. They are like a chain somehow.
Yes, they walk randomly. They meet each other, and they have few points in the body. And when they meet, they touch these points, and they pass the information. I saw this. I know this. So more or less, the information is spread. Maybe each one has a little bit different information because you can get information from different people. So the information is being passed through personal meeting. Not through a circle, but through a private meeting.
Yeah.
This is what
You mean
inspires me.
one-on-one, even if it's in a group.
Yes, I've learned something from others and I bring it to you, and I've learned something from someone else and I bring it to you. Now you know it, now you can pass to somebody else. So more or less at the group, we know. Like for example, in this island, you don't have WhatsApp.
Yeah.
And there is lots of information running in WhatsApp, but somehow, through personal meetings, you, the very weird ant, know what to do, and you come on time sometimes.
Sometimes, yes. Sometimes some ants just telling me
sometimes
what's
not,
happening.
and sometimes some ant can be lost, and it's part of life.
Yeah.
Yeah, but still it works, and it works for generations and generations of ants, and they have no idea that it is possible to meet in the circle, and they have no idea that it's possible to be with a leader. So I really like.
So I think that this is like. This what we're living here is like some kind of ants tribe.
I feel that we started,
like a model. If you talk about model.
I feel that we started more like a circle.
Yeah.
And you remember in the beginning we had many circles and they were long, and we felt we need a circle every second day. And at some point we realized we don't really need a circle every second day, though each time we would meet in the circle we would speak a lot until it's dark. So
I would even say that maybe not waste of time, but we could observe that actually we could use that time in a different way.
Yes, and we started being aware of our wishes.
Yeah.
Because meeting in the circle, we were like following a pattern of how we think things should be organized, of how we think the community has to be managed through the circle, and we were going out of this idea, and then somebody got connected more to his wishes and to his feelings and could voice them. Some people were participating in the circle and not really voicing that they don't enjoy it anymore.
Yeah.
And some people were voicing. So this is another aspect that is very important to a living system. A living system, like an organism or a tribe of ants, is rearranging itself. It's constantly transforming and rearranging through the direct feedback. If something happens, I show that something happens, I voice it, and by means of voicing it, I affect, like for example, if I'm an organ that is having troubles, I send signals, I send chemicals, I send neurological signals, and then the body knows that something should be changed. What happens when we have hierarchy is that many times there
bureaucracy.
is bureaucracy. Many times there is something like the order came, we have to do this. We don't manage, or it doesn't work, or the order is silly, or just we don't have enough resources, or whatever. But when we pass information, we pass it through so many stages that it actually never gets to the one who decides. And the problem is that we have no right to decide on spot. We have to, like, the one who takes decisions is not the one who is actually touching the matter. And this is a big problem. And this is like the feedback doesn't come. Or sometimes people are afraid to that their boss will be sad, so they just don't say the truth. Or
I heard that is quite general in a Thai way, that they don't do it like this because the boss is the boss.
You shouldn't make upset the boss. So you don't bring him the truth. So he cannot take wise decisions. Yeah. So you're playing theater, in a way, like in a bad way, theater.
Bad way theater.
Bad way theater.
That brings me even more questions.
Like you pretend everything is fine, and actually by means of these you make that the system is not arranging itself. And it's actually hard to arrange the system because anyway, even if you say all the truth, how he will interpret it, how he will understand it, what he will do with it, we don't know, because it's like the hands are in one place and the brain is in a different place and they are not really connected, and the brain doesn't really perceive the information from the arms, and it's hard to dance like this. And if we think that we are like a community of cells and we want to dance all together, we have to be all interconnected, and we have to not hesitate to bring the direct feedback. And if we do hesitate, then actually we create much more problems, and that problems become like you can't exit out of them, or they bring lots of emotions, or they bring like actually work. By not bringing direct feedback, we actually create distance. This is what I said, like we separate brain and hands, for example. And we create distance between each other. We create mistrust.
And then misunderstanding.
And then, are we a community? Like, do we really work together? Or we just play, we are together, but we don't really do things together because we're not together.
Yeah.
Because we're just pretending being together. And then, when it happens, normally you will not enjoy being in the circle, and the circle will be exhausting for you. Even if you don't know what is the feedback that people could give, when they're not giving it, it's in the air. That there's somebody who is not giving something.
Yeah.
And many times it's helpful.
And you can feel it actually, that something is wrong, but you will never know what is wrong because you will, nobody will say that.
And then you have all the time to think and to doubt and to make things up in your own brain, because you, to act, always you need to orient in the space, or also in the space of relationship. So it becomes harder for you, and your brain really is very loaded with trying to solve things by itself, or to understand the environment. So it's super important, the direct feedback, and I think like we had with you like some talk after one of the circles that you said, oh Sasha, thank you for voicing it.
Yes.
And I was really realizing that there are things that it's hard to voice because people think if they voice they can offend somebody, and if I offend somebody, this is bad. And it becomes like not to offend.
Can be many reasons, but
like or it will bring to a bigger conflict.
Or will take even more time, and actually you will stuck in the same point for a longer time.
Yes, so you never know. But how to decide? Like from where to take the decision? Because like many times the logical decision that comes, okay, just shut up, or okay, just go away. Let the guys keep talking. I don't like it. I just go away. I go away and I take my feedback with myself, and I don't bring it. But actually, I think it's also good to know, or good to be aware of, that if I have something that I don't like, probably, and I say, it means that probably at least 5 more people would also say it if I don't say it, and maybe 10 more people would never say it, but they also feel it.
Yeah.
Because if I feel something being part of the group, maybe I'm not alone. Maybe this is the group that feels this. So am I, if I decide not to say, in some way I show myself that actually, or I pretend being not part of the group, that I have a different mind, different opinion.
Yeah.
And you guys are not the same as me. So I will not share it with you because you will not understand me anyway. I'm in some ways like I'm superior. I'm superior and I'm distancing myself. But then I'm not playing as a cell that is part of the team, and I'm not helping other cells to have some more movement to rearrange ourselves, because sometimes to rearrange we need to move. Like we need to dance even more.
Sometimes even transform.
Yeah, sometimes even transforms. I like I don't know how it is in Polish, but in Ukrainian, ruch is movement.
Yes.
And in Russian, разрушить, разруха, is to destroy.
Aha. Nieźle tam broją.
So sometimes what I understand is that sometimes we think if I move something I will destroy it, and I'm so much afraid to destroy it that I don't move it. I don't shake it. And if I don't shake it, it gets stuck the way it is. So here, like the practice of shaking that I'm suggesting for people to do, and I do it like at least 1 hour each day. Each time more and more I realize like the deep meaning of shaking. That is not just bouncing. It's actually making all the things in the body move and change place and become more fluid and exchange more. So the things that need to rearrange themselves, when it settles down, they will fall into different places. They will fall where they need to fall. It's like I'm getting out of the stuckness. So
it's like waking up, reorganizing, but it's like a more move from the maybe stuck place to give your organism, your body, possibility to place them on the right way again. Yes.
Yeah, and there are also bodywork techniques, like for example Ilan Lev technique. Ilan Lev from Israel, that is also like they shake the body, they push it, so and they don't say to the body what to do. They just believe if you really do this movement for the body will find its way. It will be rare, like disarranged, or like, let's say, how to say, it's like to decompose, to recompose again. And here we come to the idea of composition. So if I want to create a nice composition from something, I cannot just create it. I have to decompose what was there. Any new composition is like decomposing.
So it's like that you need to, you have to make a space in the first, like decompose, and then start to compose. So
it's in a way like some death of the previous composition. Something has to die, and I'm so much afraid that also something good will die. If something will die, also something good will die. And what if everything good will die and only the bad will stay? But I want to compose something new, but I'm so afraid that something good I will miss.
But
it will be not there
it's
anymore.
already about the choices.
It's already about the choices and fears.
And fears.
And doubts. And yeah, so for me it's a lot about like daring. Maybe I will not succeed. Like sometimes I speak in a circle and I'm completely aware. Maybe what I say, people will not like it. But what I want truly to live, or I want to pretend I'm happy. I think sometimes I'm happier when there is a conflict, but the conflict is obvious, and we go through it and we learn out of it, and maybe we don't know how to go through conflicts, and in this conflict we will learn a little bit more. Maybe this exact situation will not be successful in some way, but the life doesn't end now, and this exact situation, even if it's kind of not successful, it will be a step in my learning, also in community learning. And if I don't do this step, okay, nothing will happen, but then the river doesn't flow.
So we start from the organization of ants, like an organism. I understand that idea, but I'm trying also think about it to connect with the situation which is happening right now in the world, because we've got some kind of, I would say, I don't know is it correct or not, actually it doesn't matter for me now, but I'm questioning myself, is it some kind of incubator of the humanity, like this island, and what is happening, because I don't believe in an shared coincidence anymore. I think what is happening, it's already supposed to be happen right now. So for example, the group of the people who stays here, because we was observing how it was changing right after the festival. It was like 40, I don't know, maybe
40,
50,
it was 40.
More than 40 people. And
you mean the festival?
And the festival was about 60, yes?
Yes.
But after the festival, they stays like 45, let's say. For now, I don't know, you are 33,
I don't know.
more or less.
Yes.
But there was a short time when some of the people go through the decisions what to do, to stay or to go, and it was really a difficult choice for sure. I also was with that stand before that choice, but I see the difference what we actually perceiving and what we can observe from being here and right now in this kind of situation, and what is happening around there. So in case of the organism, hello.
Excuse me. I would
This
like
is live, so
This
hello.
Is,
But still,
this is live.
say hello. This is live. That's what I wanted to say.
We call you live. We don't call you Susan anymore.
Yeah.
You're live.
okay.
This is Susan. Welcome, Susan from China.
Okay. And thank you, tell me, because I'm doing the body soft part for Anuna, and she said whether you can
Body soft stuff.
just like
Touch.
Yeah. She hope me ask you whether can you make I always need to know, but I know you make this. So it's okay. I will ask her whether she would like to change the place.
Okay, but maybe we'll also finish soon.
Maybe, but for sure at 4 I'm going with my teacher a bamboo stick. What time it is?
Yeah,
But
it's 20 to 4.
Okay, I will.
Oh,
I will
already.
check with her. Thank
Okay,
you.
thank you.
Bye.
Yeah, so did you hear that? It was like about touch, and that's what I wanted to say, because you said we start from the ends, how they communicate with this
Direct
exchanging
touch,
the
yeah.
information, like with the direct.
With the body.
Yes, and we can go in that situation, because we can do many things, programming our days. We exchanging the knowledge here in the direct way, with small groups, with bigger groups, individually. But I have a question about this idea of communication, like this ant tribe, the common life, when everything what is going on around there is going to online, actually like this conversation too. How to stand in this kind of communication with the ant tribe in this time of the coronavirus?
You really have it as a question?
Maybe I'm not sure that we will find the answer, but I was thinking more about what people actually can do, like to stay connected with this kind of idea. For example, maybe I will explain a little bit more. We spent like more than 1 month with all of this group, and a few days ago there came idea of personal meetings, which we call like dates. And actually it's happening like I've got the feeling that we're going in the another layer to understand and to get to know people even more. I think it's also possible even in an online situation, like on a Facebook we've got 2,000 friends, but actually what do we know about these people?
Yes.
You know? I had yesterday really nice double date meeting. We just went for a walk, and we actually after these 2-3 hours know so much more about ourselves. I even heard that from one guy that he said, I heard from so many people that you are so serious and actually that will be tough time for you. But we had a really good time, so that was interesting, and it comes from the simple conversation like this one. So it can be like a touch, like we said, like the ants do, but it can also like with the direct our curiosity to just ask, just how are you, who are you, what you do, or even in that situation what you said, which is going in a tribe, that you just expressing what you think because you don't wanna pretend that you are happy, you just wanna go through your life as you want, even if you're not sure that the rest thinking the same.
I'm thinking of people who are sitting online now because they are enclosed in their houses.
Yeah.
They have so much hierarchical pressure. Let's say there is some source of information, like I don't know, some news website,
Yeah.
and it's like
Huge
giving them,
input. Yeah.
yes, and it's something that everybody listens to, but it's something that everybody doesn't give feedback to. It's the same, like I listen to what the president says to me, but I don't say anything to the president. So he is taking
Why?
some decisions and he's not considering how it feels there when I try to like implement his decisions.
Yeah.
So one of the things is how much time I dedicate to listening to him and how much time I dedicate to listening to my friends, because maybe my friends have different opinion and maybe my friends are stressed of different things.
And the communication can work in both sides.
Yes, maybe
at the same time.
Maybe the government wants us to be stressed because of the virus, but after all we are stressed because of not knowing how to deal with our relatives because we start passing so much time together. Or maybe our problem is how to deal with the fact that I'm not moving enough, and then I become depressive, and then I want to eat more, and I want to eat more, and there is lack of food, and I become even more stressed. So like we're having different problems. It's not about getting sick. It's like completely different problems.
Yeah.
So, and for these problems, there are no answers in this thing that is pushing you, like feeding you the news.
Yes.
So this is one thing, and the other thing is really to wake up in terms of, are we giving feedback, or we are saying, okay, this is just how it is. I just shut up and I exit from the circle because my voice will be not heard.
Yeah.
Or we can create somehow like the communities that will bring the voice, or at least bring our own voice, or at least pass our own opinion to others. So we are not just all listening to one person, so because just one person is speaking, let's speak everyone. And I see this is already happening. And I see people start bringing their opinions or making petitions and saying, hey guys, it seems like it's a bullshit like what we are proposing now.
And we are more than one.
Yes, and you know, like when it's many ants, they can eat all of you. Like if it's many ants, but if they are really like doing it together, like one ant, it will bite you, you will not feel it.
Actually, now I realized what was the true topic of this conversation. So we are all ants, but we are really a lot and big tribe. So live our life.
And it's funny how you can make like the whole school of ants to bring into fear, and then they will lose their capabilities of doing the work together, or like doing what they usually do, or living their lives.
Yeah.
Wow.
So, ants, let's be together. Let's feel, let's breathe. Don't be afraid. Let's live our lives. Thank you, Sasha, very much. It was interesting journey actually through the ant tribe.
I was thinking of ants in colorful pants.
Ants in a colorful pants. Yeah, so maybe we'll create some kind of flag.
We can just hang pants
and wait for the ants.
And we have the logo, and it has heart in it. Like
it's over there.
Yeah, so there is a heart. There are some elephants.
It's visible. Yeah.
So yeah, we kind of have a flag.
So you already have a flag. Thank you very much for this meeting. Thank you.
Thank you.
That was very interesting, and actually I feel like it's giving a hope. I like to be small ant and know that the tribe is really big one, and we can communicate like really directly. And yeah, let's talk what we feel, what we think. Let's live. Thank you.
Thank you. Yeah. Thank you, Michał.
Do zobaczenia!